I always tell my family I wanted to be a pilot, and then actually finally being able to and actually take off and actually holding my private pilot's license, it was a great experience.
An experience Trey Jackson might not have had if not for the RedTail Flying Academy. Only 3.4% of commercial pilots are Black, and this nonprofit organization, inspired by the legendary Tuskegee Airmen, strives to diversify the pool of commercial pilots.
Well, the mission is really to use the Tuskegee Airmen legacy to inspire youth towards aviation and aerospace careers.
RedTail Flying Academy says its goal is to develop a pipeline of aviators from underserved communities, starting with flight training, which can cost upwards of $100,000.
A lot of people who look like me, they don't know where to start or they don't know how to start because it is such a financial burden.
I literally prayed for something exactly like this program.
Trey and Maya are standing on the shoulders of giants. From 1941 to 1946, about 1,000 Black pilots were trained at what was known then as Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. They formed the all-Black 332nd Fighter Group, lauded for escorting bombers during World War II and having one of the lowest loss records of all of the escort fighter groups. The RedTails, as the Tuskegee Airmen were known during World War II, fought against segregation and Jim Crow laws in the United States as they fought Nazis and the Axis powers overseas.
This is our history. This is not just Black history, it's America's history. And this history should not be lost because there's nobody to tell the story.
Ann Palmer, a RedTails Flight Academy board member and daughter of one of the original Tuskegee Airmen, Second Lieutenant Augustus L. Palmer, told CBS News.
There's nothing greater than to see what your ancestors stood for, actually honored and perpetuated.
While the Tuskegee Airmen broke racial barriers in the 1940s, there are still invisible barriers today stopping marginalized groups from becoming aviators. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 94% of commercial pilots and flight engineers are white, 3.4% are Black, 5% Latinx, and 2.2% Asian. Adding diversity to the flight deck is about more than skin color. Female pilots make up only 5.6% of the total, with less than 1% of that number being Black women. That means in the United States, fewer than 150 Black women fly through the skies professionally.
It's always been that intimidation of, for me, Black women can't fly or Black women won't be able to take on this challenge. And that was motivation for me.
For 21-year-old Trey, he recognizes he is about the same age as many of the original Tuskegee Airmen were when they were called to war. He hopes his efforts would make the RedTails proud.
I think that they would definitely say that we are following in their footsteps and really trying to just push the bar even higher each and every time.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC Newman.